First of all, welcome, and it's really glad, I'm really happy to see so many of you made it to our indoor picnic. I'm just very sorry that we were rained on. I think we did our best to try and organise this as much as we can, but we don't quite have control of the weather yet, so I'm sorry that we're all indoors today. And I'm really glad that there are lots of new faces here. We started this anti-stress campaign, this Reclaim Your Lunch Hour is just the beginning of it, because at our AGM there was a real response to people feeling very, very stressed at work and having very, very heavy workloads as a result of what has been happening over the last year. Like Max said, we don't want to speak at you for a long time, but we thought it was a great opportunity for us just to say a few words about what's happening within UNISON nationally around defending education. And John,
I'm just going to do a quick overview of where we are on certain things at national level. I'll talk about funding, pay, redundancies, all the gloomy nice stuff that I'm sure you'll be glad to hear. Because there were going to be some massive challenges. I mean, we were just talking just there. I mean, you took a real bad hit last year, and I know this is part of the campaign about fight back, and it's excellent that you're doing these things. And these stress campaigns and campaigns about improving working lives are actually crucial when people have been through a really difficult situation. And I think this is an excellent initiative you've got here. For other people across the country, it's still to come. There have been job losses. We've reckoned about, across the whole of HE, there's between around 1,000 or so jobs either gone or going around now. So that's quite a significant amount. But actually, HE amounts. I have to put it in some context. There has been significant increases over the years, and there have been some increase in funding since 1997. But nonetheless, to try and absorb, within which is in effect 3 years, they're asking us to absorb £1 billion worth of cuts in HE, is going to be very, very difficult, and it's going to mean it's going to be very painful. And so it's very important that we have a united defence and that we work to try and protect and gain what we can in these really difficult times. So what we've done as trade union side, we're working together. We've formed a Defend Higher Education grouping. We've just got United for Education materials, and we've called for a day of dissent. You'd already called your picnic already, but I hope, Max was saying you're hoping to do something around that time as well. And I recognise it's difficult timing. We wanted it to be this week, but some of the other smaller unions said they weren't going to be able to make the timetable, and we thought it was important that we united around that. Because the reaction of all these funding cuts is the employers locally are going to come in for us, and it won't just be jobs that they're proposing, it's also going to be issues around terms and conditions and pay and pensions. So the next year there are going to be some major challenges. Last year they offered us 0.5%, I think, because members had had a 5% pay rise the year before, 15 to 18% over 3 years. People are prepared to take that hit. But this year, for a second year, they're offering us a very similar pay deal, about 0.4%. We've had to struggle. I have to tell you, it's been a bloody hard struggle to get them to have 0.4%. And they only agreed to consolidate it. In other words, make sure it actually stays on the table for longer terms at the last meeting. Previously, they were proposing to make it unconsolidated or one-off pay limit. So they're proposing a very low pay deal. We've asked for a national job security agreement. They don't want to do it. They're talking about maybe some partnership working toolkit, which is ironic in the current financial situation. So it's going to be a tough pay year, and what we're going to be coming out to you and members and representatives and say, you know, this is a difficult time, this is going to be difficult things, we need to be united, and we need to start standing up and opposing some of these cuts and opposing some of the attacks that are being made on us. So events like this, our time for dissent, is building up for a campaign to say, well, no, we're not just going to sit down, we're not just going to accept everything the government throws at us, We're not just going to have jobs cut from underneath us, because what's happening is it's going to have a really bad effect. At this point, I have to say my phone's just about to go off, so sorry about that. We're not just going to sit back and take this. And we're going out to members like yourself saying, we're going to come out soon, consulting you, getting your ideas on what action you're prepared to take about it. And it may be, we hope that you're prepared to do something next year. We're getting mixed messages from across the country, it's fair to say. But if it's not this year, it may have to be next year. Or if it's not then, it's the year later. But there will come a time. There will come a time when we can't just lay down and be told and accept constant cuts and funding cuts. We have to tell the government that actually higher education is based on staff. You only get a world-class higher education, which the government keep trumping on, by having good quality, well-trained, well-developed staff. And they can't keep on cutting back. They can't hide behind this claim that frontline staff, we can carry on investing in frontline staff, i.e. we'll cut admin. Well, who ends up doing the admin? Do the academics do their cleaning? Do the academics serve their meals? This is a nonsense, and it's an attack on the whole of the education system, and it will damn our university system, and it will be a damnation of our future and of our children's future. So we will need to dissent this year. We will need to stand up sometime, and I hope that you'll be with us when we come and ask you to do so.